The following is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome, Deadites, to What If Deku and Bakugo were Keyblade masters, but let's be clear, they're not masters, not by a long shot. Last time we left our crew victorious after an attack by pirates. After the loot was had, we saw them eyeing down a planet for a, quick landing. However, before landing, Izumi's going to be a responsible captain and ask,
Albedo, run scans on the planet, please. I need to know if we're landing on a primitive world or not. Very well, Captain.
Albedo's scans confirmed that they were indeed encroaching on a primitive planet and should go in cloaked. The Mary could repair and restock itself in the background. However, leaving the Mary in cloaking mode would drain energy and make the process a whole lot less efficient. They would be there for a while.
Make it so, Albedo. Perhaps I can learn something while I'm here.
Just because it's a planet world doesn't mean I can't garner more skill. Izumi wasn't worried about the masters finding her since she had been constantly on the move with the crew of the Outlaw Star and had kept on the move since she departed them. But to be safe, she would utilize hyperspace jumps at random junctions, so her tracks were covered in that manner. She was, in fact, not going in a straight line. When they landed, Izumi made an on-site decision.
Scan for some sort of cave system. We'll set up the shop there.
Albedo managed to find an underwater cave system which would do well enough to hide the Mary, but Izumi decided to keep her cloaked just in case. Albedo made a copy of herself and placed it in Izumi's watch, which had updated itself to look like a pocket watch of sorts. I'm going to play with the fact that when you went to certain worlds in Kingdom Hearts games, either your outfit or your entire body would change to fit it. In this case, we see, her clothes have changed, definitely. Her watch and her outfit seemed to fit Victorian style, really. She was wearing a Victorian style blouse and skirt. Even the All Might necklace she got from her mom the last holiday she spent with her looked, different. As a matter of fact, she could pass for a noble wherever in the, cosmos she is. So, there's really no more avoiding this. It's time to tell you where they are. Welcome to the royal capital of the Clover Kingdom. We're in Black Clover, baby. Mushu was on Izumi's shoulder, seeing how this seemed to be a world of magic and fantasy. No one paid him any mind and assumed he was a familiar.
Albedo, how long do you estimate we'll be here for?
Izumi asked in a serious manner.
Captain, we'll be here for at least a few months, since this world doesn't seem to have a gummy shipwright. We've made all the repairs we could up to now, and it's now up to the regen systems.
Albedo was sad to give her precious captain the bad news, but it needed to be done. The world they were on was a definite backwater, and the only way of expediting the process would be to radio in for help, which Albedo knew full well Izumi would not do. With that in mind, Izumi and crew take a look around to see the currency used. Izumi's stomach growled, and with that, she made a point to locate a food stall. It didn't take long for a wondrous smell to take Izumi by the nose and lead her to it. Before her were bread bowls stuffed with rice, meat, and vegetables. The rice itself was covered in some special sauce. There was someone ahead of her, and that would give her a chance to see the currency is. A tall, buff-looking guy stood in front of her. He was wearing a black cape with a bulkhead on it. It had a katana at his side, and he definitely looked Japanese or whatever this world's equivalent is. Yep, I'm talking about Yami Tsukihiro, the captain of the Black Bulls. He paid him what seemed to be gold coins, the size of Gil, but there was a different symbol on it. As she looked at her purse, it worked its magic on the Gil inside, as it always did. Just as she was getting ready to make her order, a purse snatcher did their thing. Hell no! Since I couldn't find an exact translation, she said that in Japanese. Izumi called for her Keyblades and was surprised to see a book with a green glow of energy before her that produced her Keyblades. And she cast a spell. Gravira. The purse snatcher got heavier and heavier until they came to a stop and a small crater was formed on the ground. Of course, she wasn't going to stop there. Izumi kept the spell going until a leg broke, and then she canceled it. As the thief cried out in pain, the thief made their bed when they tried to steal from Izumi, of all people. So, I'm not really sorry for him, but maybe Gravira was going a little far, but at least it wasn't Gravira.
Someone call a guard. It would appear I used a little too much force in dealing with this thief.
The man we know to be Yami placed his hand on Izumi's shoulder. No need for that, hon. I'll take him in. I'm the captain of the Black Bulls, Tsukihiro Yami. We're a team of magic knights. You got some potential in you. How about you join up?
This man is rather straightforward, isn't he? But looking at him, I could probably further my sword style, and at least learn a little about magic, or increase my practice in magic with these knights.
Izumi courtesied.
Very well. I suppose I shall take you up on that offer. I am new to this land, Tsukihiro Dono.
She's still speaking in Japanese, by the way. And since Yami introduced himself as Tsukihiro Yami and not Yami Tsukihiro, he's doing the same. It's been so long since I've heard that tongue. But do you speak the common tongue here? Of course, Izumi does know English. She was just enjoying speaking her mother tongue to someone who could understand it. Izumi focused on a spell and communicated with her crew.
What do we do about my standing?
Izumi worriedly asked.
Don't worry about it, Captain. The magic has been worked. Look at what you're wearing. You can declare yourself a noble on pilgrimage for whatever reason, and it will check out.
So once again, I'm playing with the magic of the Keyblade or whatever in the world the factor is. Remember, whenever Sora went to Atlantia or the Pride Lands, his body flat out adapted as if he belonged. Back to the story.
Very well, Sukehiro Dono. I shall take you up on this offer, since it seems like a chance to further my swordsmanship and my magic skills. You've introduced yourself. I suppose it's only proper that I do so. I am Lady Izumi of Clan Midoriya. It is a pleasure to be your acquaintance.
With her cover established, Izumi followed Yami and took care of the would-be thief. On the way to meet her future teammates, Albedo finished a proper calculation on essential repairs.
Captain, we took far more damage than originally estimated. While, of course, we could take off in a few months, I do not suggest such action. The final calculation has us stuck on this backwater planet for nearly a year, ma'am.
Izumi's eyes went wide. It's a good thing she took measures to avoid detection from the Academy. Albeit she did face off a crew of pirates, but she left no survivors on that encounter and made a point of not declaring her name. She also makes a point of explaining her situation to her friends before she leaves them, so she has no doubt that they won't rat her out. Well, here's 2 years stuck on this rock. Izumi and Yami make their way to the base of the Black Bulls, and she is introduced to a rather interesting bunch. She can't help but internally chuckle as thoughts of the Straw Hat crew flooded her mind for a moment. Yami clears his throat, and the rambunctious crew that is the Black Bull simmers down. Listen up. This here is Lady Izumi Midoriya. As you know, I'm not exactly one for titles, but she's from my homeland, on some sort of pilgrimage. She'll be with us for a while, so try to make nice with her. After Yami finishes his speech, Izumi does a deep bow, deep enough to startle even Yami.
As Taicho, Captain says, I am here on pilgrimage and hope to have the best interaction with you all. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu.
Izumi bows yet again and realizes she spoke in Japanese at the end. Oh, don't worry about that. These chumps will treat you nicely. Yami had his presence in full effect, and everyone there short of Izumi and Mushu gulped. Izumi realizes she failed to introduce Mushu.
On that note, I've failed to introduce my friend here. Care to say hello, Mushu?
While Izumi said that with an honest-to-goodness delicacy, she internally rolled her eyes, knowing full well that Mushu was one for the theatrical. I'm taking a bit of liberty here. Mushu grew to a significant size, but not too large, but large enough to impose his importance. For those of you who remember Shaolin Showdown, he pulled a dojo. Greetings, mortals. I am Mushu, spirit guardian of little Miss Izumi over here.
I'll offer the young lady counsel in trying times, and I can do such for yourselves as well.
Prior to him growing, the boys, maybe even Charmy, may have entertained the thought of how he tasted. However, we know they're not dumb enough to actually do that. And this is made doubly clear that Mushu was a full-blooded dragon, and that would possibly not be a fun time for them. Izumi had a drink with Vanessa. According to Yami, she was old enough to have at least one drink with her food. Considering the time she spent with literal pirates, she's not a stranger to drinking per se. So she handles that one drink like a champ. Keep in mind that this is a medieval fantasy setting after all. Izumi got a decent reading of the people she'd be spending time with for the next year. Well, at least she won't be bored. If you like that, United States has smashed that like button. Let's go full cowling on the notification icon. Ring that bell, baby. And of course, don't forget, go plus ultra on the subscribe if you're not. Now rest easy, Deadites. And remember,
The night is ours.